Alrighty.
And there we go.
Awesome.
Joined the screen share just in time.
Perfect. All right. So, oh, I should start recording too. I'm sure we're gonna want this for posterity. I guess it's probably more for the benefits of the future people who will be seeing this on YouTube at some point. I am a Protothor. Usually stream with Darktown Max here on the Darktown Streams channel, and we've got Dayne today, and this is
Hello.
me playing through the Stanley Parable. I missed out on it the first time around. It went under my radar and completely missed it. So I actually get to see this game blind. I'm super excited, so let's get started.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Super meta. I dig it.
Yeah, I hate this description of my job.
Well, I find it funny because like it very directly.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, but I very much enjoy the fact that it's super meta right out the gate, where it's like he is a playable character, very clearly in a video game.
Plus, it's the greatest narrator.
Yeah, really is great.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Actually gonna take, there we go, sensitivity down just a little bit, because I feel like my speed makes it uncomfortable to watch sometimes.
Yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The stock market is somewhere here.
Pi. How much do you want to bet they managed to get that exactly to pi radians?
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it's what I would do.
Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I did that before the narrator told me to. I just walked upstairs.
Free bathroom.
Boss is the one the boss chose. Well then.
No reflection physics.
Yeah, I don't exactly have a 20 or 30 series, so.
Now, this was also made in a pretty early Source engine.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Yeah, it's
by
not like I
sheer
tried
luck.
6969 first.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, secret passage.
Ominous.
Of course.
I love how the secret passage is just not finished.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes to an elevator. Oh, or do you mean unfinished as in like,
Yeah, like unfinished walls and
interior?
stuff.
Got you.
Yeah.
Like the literal meaning of unfinished when it comes to buildings.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Don't you
That is
spark
not
at me.
safe.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
All right.
Multiple paths.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen multiple paths this whole time, but I'm just trying to do what the
Right.
narrator's telling me to. Because I assume that's the point.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Probably the meaning of life or something.
Well,
Now,
the strength is
monitors
just in
jumped
pushing
to
buttons
life,
at this
their
point.
true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
234 is glitched. Couple say fired. Anything else neat?
I think there's one of them that says pirate, but I don't know what it means, nor where it actually points to. I think it's one of the very top ones. Yeah.
Pirate, yeah. We're 6'5".
That's one thing I noticed I never figured out.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, kinda.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything yet.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I never figured out in this game. Because it really does, like, fuck with your Confucianist ish, you know?
Oh, I'm certain this is going to be a series.
Yeah.
As I slowly get all the endings.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Killer.
All right.
All right.
So, yeah,
that's
that is-
the Stanley Parable, everyone. Beat the game. Killer speedrun. Catch you guys next time.
Wait, did you actually get it? Because the speedrun is an achievement.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like 4 minutes and 22 seconds or something.
Oh, I'm probably not then, because I think I lazed about a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah, no. But I will go for it at some point.
So you got the ending, you got the narrative that the narrator was trying to do, and then now you can decide in what ways you want to fuck it up.
Oh,
All
for
of his
sure.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Some of these other doors must...
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Screw you,
Stanley
narrator.
clicked on literally every single door in the office.
I will
Because
click you.
no matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace.
This is one of my favorite
parts.
parts of this game, is just how reactive it is to your bullshit.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Nope.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Click, click, click.
Click, 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 click.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth
Oh,
the detour
yes,
after
soda.
all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here.
Cold drinks
drinking
just in
it
like
all
a plain gray can.
Soda. Dad.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah, it is
He's
worth it.
sassy.
Sassy boy. See how much sassier you get. How long do I have
At
to
this
stand this room?
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop.
I want that. I just want a sign that says that.
All right, that's what it says. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Do not jump from cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I had to give it a shot. I had to.
That's an ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I
Stanley
mean, this time
decided
we'll
to go
take
to
the
the
same.
meeting
We'll
room.
take the same
Perhaps
path,
he had
but
simply missed
I
a
won't
memo.
jump to my death.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
Go fast
employee
enough, he
lounge
just starts
first,
interrupting
just
himself.
to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Stanley's good. He's gonna.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible
The
he
cargo
wasn't
lift.
5 years
No
ago.
time loss.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Summer
here.
best segments.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Danger.
Give me a chance.
2B1. To be a master.
2B3. Do not stand on this side of fence. No buckets past this. I love the signs in this game.
Yeah.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley
Okay,
walked
Sans.
through the red door.
No.
Screw you, Sans.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine.
Still
Go
no.
ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time
Actually,
into
yeah.
that? Because I did.
Kind of fun.
And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because
And-
this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help
Going for the most
elucidate the
meta.
strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing
The
so
meta
far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Oh, yeah.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of
5 out of
inspiration
5.
come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that. Stanley.
So.
Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your
do
previous
love this
playthrough,
narrator.
I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
It's worldwide. I don't know if those stats are actual.
It might be. I mean, I can always go down the alternate path again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Yeah, totally, bro.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to get
We're
it
just
some
not going to
playtesting.
play the game.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
I've gone for
I
the
love this
full
ending.
meta.
In this game,
I love this
the
ending
baby
so much.
crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right. And if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the
game
message
ever,
of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
That's such the worst sound.
That's the point, isn't it? Yeah, I'm letting the kid die. I can't. I'm raging
You
already.
heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Reboots to the start of the original.
Well,
Oh, what?
Ah, fascinating. What do you think
This is
this
new.
game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps
He's
for
not
some
that
sort
wrong.
of twisted erotic
What was this,
purpose.
Firewatch?
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of
unsure.
total mental depravity. So far, I love
Look at that
everything
Z.
about this game, Stanley.
Oh.
And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture
Z
outward
ripping.
and see what else is out there.
This wasn't even made in Source, so this is a little bit impressive.
Of course, I go the wrong way around. Since when do I not take the longest path? Yeah, apparently Rin has confirmed for us. It is Firewatch.
Oh yeah.
Which I am fully unfamiliar with, so this reference is going right over my head.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another
walls.
game.
I got this.
Preferably something with walls.
Clipping.
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Let me guess, it's a Stanley... oh, what?
Oh
Rocket League?
God.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Wow.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in
this
the back,
game-
but
this
obviously
game is
there's
so
no
new.
racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Wow.
We shall run the bases and do
They
a
completely
touchdown
revamped
together.
this ending because this was in the
Yeah,
original.
I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh my god, it's ramping up to speed here?
Yeah, are you running?
Yeah.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Not
Is
doing
it better
anything
than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes, Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Oh my
More
God.
balls.
Well, once you hit 2 balls.
Oh no.
Oh god.
So many balls. I bet you Max is kicking himself for not being part of this playthrough. Because
Yeah.
I'm certain there's like 9 balls jokes he'd like to be making
Are you
right now.
enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my
Wow.
game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley.
Okay,
Besides,
narrator.
you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And
He's my
since you
sense of
decided you didn't want to
purpose,
play
he
my
says.
game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Yep, narrator's gone.
Cool.
So can you just like find a way out of the map?
I'm gonna try.
So he said he'd be impressed if we got lost.
Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
Is this the portal ending?
Oh, I can't see shit.
Yeah, I can't either. It be dark. Yep. I think that's the point.
Yep,
I think
there
it's
you go.
supposed to fall off. I was like trying to see if there was a path around. Turns out no. Nope. I guess it's that way.
And this is neat because I think this is the original.
Oh. Meta?
Yeah, like before the original game, whenever it was a mod.
Got you. Yeah. It might be.
Still can't open any of these fucking doors, though.
Oh, what?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
So can we? Oh, guess not.
Sorry, I was adjusting the chat box because I just realized it was behind.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
you guys
meeting
are
room.
chatting it up.
Perhaps he had simply missed a
Yep.
memo.
All right. Let's
When
see.
Stanley came to a set of two open
You know what? I think I'm
doors,
gonna
he
try
entered
the
door on his
original
left.
again, but this time I'm gonna try escaping.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm gonna try this time around.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Oh, or this
Coming
one.
to a
There's
staircase,
a downstairs.
Stanley
You
walked
go down.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Ominous.
I'm always looking for Easter eggs. So I'm, like,
Yeah.
checking everything.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
It's PT.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Oh, the meta.
These rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being
I mean, you don't have
considered
one
by
of those?
Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice.
We can't have that.
describing me,
We can't have that
thinking
debate
about
come
how it's
up.
describing my thoughts, he thought.
The inner
And while
monologue
he thought
debate.
it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Meta commentary.
Now, hearing the voice speak
Existential
these words was quite a
horror.
shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin.
Just
the
eyes
pulse of
closed,
the mattress
bonking
on
and
his
shit.
back. The fresh air of a world outside
He's
this
just
one.
continuing to walk. We just can't see me. And my epic skills of knowing the exact layout.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Buttons.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
More
I'm
horror.
the boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Boom.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up
Stanley's
on a day
fucked.
like any other. She arose, got
Stanley
dressed,
has
gathered
been
her belongings, and
replaced.
walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Happy ending.
Yay! It was the good ending for Mariella, at least.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see. We will go hit the meeting room.
Stanley's
Stanley
fucking
came
sprinting
to a set
the
of
meeting
2
room.
open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Gotta cut
Yet
corners,
there was
bro.
not a single person here.
Gotta get them
either.
angles.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Run diagonally.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Correct.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
He is onto your bullshit.
He is onto my bullshit. He called me on it straight up.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Wow. Going through a loading trigger. And we're off. I don't like the way that thing talks to me.
Stanley
It's
walked
like
straight
Spark.
ahead through the large door that read Mind
Yeah, like
Control
how many people
Facility.
were supposed to
Although
be
this
in the mind
passageway
control
had the
facility?
word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh.
I'm calling Ocean.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Stanley
At this
calls the
point,
narrator
Stanley
on his
was
bluff.
making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I am the companion cube.
Basically, yeah. More sparking. Who the hell
As
wired
the
this place?
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story. Trapped
Oh, this is
forever
Portal
in
2
his narrow
vibes.
vision of what
Yeah,
this
straight
world
up.
is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he
Which, to be fair, I
designed
mean,
and willingly accepted this violent end to his
That's who
brief and
made.
shallow life.
That's who made Portal. Same people who made the Source
Stanley.
engine, which this
Yeah.
was originally made on. So all of the intended vibes were to copy that particular style.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single
the meta
visceral
narrator.
instant, Stanley
Yup.
was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. Well then.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes
Ooh.
meaningless, making life the same. Do you
Nature
see
pain.
now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Filing cabinets. Office computers. Turn them off. Save power. Wasteful.
Especially with these things with the CRTs.
The office. Button sounds. Selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each tone is a mixture of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized one. I like it. Well, thanks guys. This was a fun game. Appreciate the credits.
You were just running straight towards like the most dramatic endings.
I was, wasn't I? I mean, you know, good games do that. What? In early development, we designed ending where Stanley would end up on the battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would never become sentient, would wage war against the narrator. What? Too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Wow. It's funny. Antichamber did this, where one of its rooms was explaining how the game worked.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these are
Subject gay.
reviews or something.
Are you gay? Creating your game in the works, dear narrator. I appreciate yours. Narrator emails. To the second trailer, we sent out people to... Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's so good. Wow. I mean, hey, preservation of your own internal history of the game, right? You know, like that's pretty cool stuff. The apartment timer in previous version, choice leading to the apartment ending. I haven't hit that one yet. Timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Different ending. Interesting. It's super cool. Well then.
Meeting room.
I feel
It's
like
just a
I feel like you're right. I totally got the most dramatic endings. Like straight up. Like this one's just literally showing off all of its stuff. Zending.
Oh yeah.
This is the fourth version of the ending, in which we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it shortly after launch. Yeah. Like I literally walked into the one that is showing me endings that I haven't gotten to yet.
Well, I mean, it looks like the endings are actually changed, because that's not the Zending whatsoever.
Yeah. This is super neat. I mean, like, if I weren't lost in this labyrinth.
Yeah, there is a way out. I
forget
forget exactly where.
This is the other direction, because that's the main area. Narration outtakes.
The orange lever. Then he pushed the number 8.
Oh wow. Neat. They included outtakes. I mean...
Yeah, they're just like, no footage is bad footage.
I mean, and you can't fault them for that. Like...
No. Then you end up with something like this.
Yeah. I mean...
Oh, exit. There you go.
I think more games would be better if they did this kind of thing.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not.
Max giving
Sometimes these things
very
cannot be
helpful
seen.
tips. Jump out the window.
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
It'll stop if we have a third narrator.
Don't choose it.
Oh, really?
Time
Let's try it. Boom. Quit. Haha. I didn't get an achievement. I guess that's not an ending.
Well, you did what she asked you to do.
Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Yeah,
decided
Rin's
to
telling
go
him to
to
jump
the
out a
meeting.
window.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, Rin said it. Okay. Sorry, Max took your computer over, apparently. He said so.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
yeah,
the
let's go
door.
this
This
way.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
Because I had
stop by the
taken- I had
employee
taken the
lounge
jump
first,
off the
just
path
to admire
path.
it.
Yeah?
The
I don't
lounge
have to do
was
that this time.
sublime,
I can take it the
a work
normal
of
way.
art. What, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I feel like that's
Stanley was so
definitely
bad
a
at
way.
following directions, it's
Not now.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
We gonna give this one the normal
Look,
way to
Stanley,
try.
I think
don't have
perhaps
to
we've
jump
gotten
off.
off on the wrong foot here. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
and whenever you
we
did
really
jump
are
off, you
normal.
also disobeyed
I
him.
realize that investing your trust
Oh,
in
that's true.
someone else
I
can
could
be
jump
difficult,
off and then
but
it
the
started
fact
banging.
is that the story
Right.
has been about
I mean,
nothing
there's,
but you all this time.
I think there's like 20 or
There's someone
20
you've
or
been
something
neglecting,
endings.
Stanley. Someone
So like
you've
any
forgotten
decision you
about.
could make.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who the fuck is she?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'm gonna milk this for all of his dialogue. It's probably 2 different endings there too. Pick up the phone or don't pick up the phone, right?
There's definitely choices.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No,
Get
that
back,
wasn't
narrator.
supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible.
game
I
is
can't
beautifully
believe
meta.
it.
I
How
love
had I
it
not
so
noticed it
much.
sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken.
They just keep
This is why you've been
picking
able to
other
make
meta
correct and
directions.
incorrect choices.
Yeah.
And to think I've
It's
been letting you
brilliant.
run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional
God.
video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, it can also be the
Technically
most
third narrator.
dangerous. For example,
Oh, God.
in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here,
They
the
changed
real
this
world
too.
makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent.
But
Making
well, they
choices
didn't
on
give
a
us time
regular
for that.
basis
Yeah,
is the
they
best
very much
part
did
to a
not.
healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world,
Forget
just
how to read
remember
Max is a
that
lot.
in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and
That would take
problems
a lot
are
of
materially
a
insignificant,
lot of hard work.
and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you
Did
made
it fuck
just
up
a
the
few
lighting
minutes
engine
ago
too?
and see what
Yeah.
the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Danger everywhere.
I feel like I'm on such a perfect path of defiance. There's got to be a way to defy him here too.
Plug the phone back in, pick it up.
Achievement unlocked. You can't jump.
You hadn't tried till now.
Yeah.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
We already
Just
got
need to
that
get
in.
you home as
Yeah.
soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I would agree. I would agree, Mr. Narrator. Like, I could, the moment he says "don't die," attempt to die. That did not work.
I won't do what you tell me.
So we just
Almost
navigate
there.
backwards.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Is that what we're gonna do, bud? Is that what you think's gonna
Now
happen?
remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Good luck, bud.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're
Ooh,
not
it's
too
getting
late.
fucky around here.
No.
Still doing it.
Oh, he doesn't have a dialogue for me defying him again.
I'm just gonna live in this hallway.
I want to piss him off though. He's funny when he's sassy. All right. Have it your way.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
Is this another fun rewrite?
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have
Where
to.
he gives me no choices.
I have to.
Or, you know, maybe he goes all Sans. That sound effect had some Sans-esque. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like
I was trying.
Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now it's so tempting to go right way again. To see if, like, if they planned for it. Maybe they planned for it and he gets even more mad.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
Completely
and always
glitching you
putting
back.
the story
He mad.
first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All
Definitely
right.
gonna have to try it again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
I wanted. There's got to be an
entered
ending
the
for that,
door
right?
on
You
his
run through this a
left.
couple of times, then he's like, "All right, you're not getting my point."
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
It's like Dark Souls. You just wait for repeating dialogue.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
Or maybe not.
and
Maybe
always
maybe
putting the
that's
story
them going,
first.
"Hey, you've already got
I'm
that
quite
ending.
sure
Move on,
you'll be up
bud."
to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right.
But what if doing it 3 times?
I doubt it. Come on. This game does not feel like a you do it 3 times kind of game.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a
Oh,
wave
it's
of
back to
disbelief,
normal.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
Rin
office,
trying to be the
hoping
bad
he might find an
influence.
answer there. Coming to a staircase,
Ooh.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
I got rid of
office.
my choice there. Whoa.
Bit different.
Yeah.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Did he?
Doesn't seem like he did.
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
You're going to
I love
drive
it.
imagery.
The Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the wall.
I'm sorry, is there a
Like, he
problem?
just,
You didn't
so
mishear
pissed.
me,
I
did
love
you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine. You're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty
Well, now I'm not
humiliating
doing
to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello?
Whoa.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make
What
a
an
decision.
ending.
It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
It's so sad.
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to
Sag.
do. Take as much time as you need.
The end is never.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, that's how they unlock.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Can't get back there.
We.
Is this from the original or is this super meta?
This is the Ultra Deluxe.
Hello,
Gotcha.
and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After
Not work
receiving
computers.
critical and commercial success, it was expanded in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
This is giving me like straight up Hershey's.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new
The
adventures
Hershey's
await
tour.
in the Stanley Parable.
It's a
Ultra
small world.
Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh,
Ultra
there we go.
Deluxe, it's
All
made
right,
out of
finally,
fucking,
at
like,
long last, it's
bricks
onto the new
Bad brick
content.
texture,
I've never
bad
been
corrugated,
more ready. Let's do it.
pressed plywood texture.
Yeah.
No bump mapping. Look at the resolution on that carpet.
Say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
It's like, yeah, I mean, like the ceiling, the bricks are barely bump mapped. The floor definitely isn't. Like, even these walls are poorly done, unlike, you know, these walls, which are probably, I think we've seen these from the regular game.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Jump.
All right. You know it. Can I jump outside the jump circle? No, just inside the jump circle.
It is new content. You proved earlier you can't jump.
I do love the fact that this is, yeah, I was saying that it's a trap. No, it's mocking DLC.
You're out.
Pay to win and DLC, because that was not as big of a problem back in 2012. They didn't have to make this commentary at the time.
Yeah.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness.
Which, if that is the case, because then they just charge 16 bucks for
initial
that.
impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
And he restarts.
What? Okay. This is different.
It's your office.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Ooh.
Oh, I can crouch.
Coffee nut. Coffees or beans?
No, like nut as in a fanatic of...
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Wow. Set to 2013. Wow. First guess, my first car. The release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. The original.
It's in a fucking it's a screenshot.
Wow. You know, the care that has gone into this.
Somebody out there has framed a screenshot.
Almost certainly.
Fully digital product.
It is impossible to get this achievement. Go outside, don't play for 5 years.
Aw. There is music in this game.
Yeah, it is currently playing.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I feel like this is commentary on the fact that Skyrim has been released like 20 million times.
I love that now that they've actually changed things. They just have a random ass Minecraft screenshot just hanging on the fucking wall.
Yeah. Well, I assume it's kind of like, hey, remember when that was the reference instead of these two new games?
Yeah.
What?
Another screenshot.
Yeah, but what from?
I don't know. It's made of like 8 pixels.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, it might be the Unity editor back in 2013. I don't know.
Maybe Source SDK?
Maybe.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Uh-oh. I sense foreboding.
Not recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I wonder if Buglivia's really a person. Like, is that a real
I hope
review?
so.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am
That'd
I?
be fucking
You
hilarious
can tell
if
me
they
if
did a
I'm
straight
preachy.
up
Honestly, you
call out.
can. Oh, goodness.
Oh
This
my
is actually
god,
quite
could you
shocking
imagine
for me.
in person?
I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's
I'm
dialogue
gonna look
as
up
being
Noodle
rather
Chef
terse
and
to
Bug
begin
Libby
with.
after this.
You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. But dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Name like
A skip
Cookie
button.
9. I certainly,
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too
It
preachy,
looks
then
so
maybe we
real
can
if it's
skip
not.
ahead
Yeah.
for just a moment. Surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll
Something
pop you
behind
forward
this.
in time
Give me
so
the
that the
option to go
second my
behind it. Let's
incessant
see.
droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it.
But okay.
It's what the
Later.
players have been asking for,
Later.
and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245.
Is this a
But the
Markov
logic of
pod?
elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before
How
lunchtime.
long until they have to loop it at
It's
some
the
point, right?
only thing there is.
Maybe.
How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices.
There it is.
Or
Ah, there it
have
is,
you,
okay.
And therefore. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations.
Fuck you. How about that?
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30,
Yeah,
45
sure.
minutes.
Sure it was.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Bye.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much.
Have some more. He's dead.
And it's over. The narrator is dead. I killed him.
What is that? A carbon monoxide?
I don't know what kind of... I would assume so.
But they didn't understand the game was never
Okay.
meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful...
The skip button.
There we go.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Doing all right, buddy?
Never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
The madness has set in. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, God.
It's all falling apart now here. Oh yeah.
Hey, daytime.
It is the daylight.
That's real bright, though. Hey, knock the ladder.
Now the foliage.
Yep, there goes the foliage. A little more ominous. Less? No, there's the ominous.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, there you go.
It's a desert. The apocalypse. Hang on, I just want to make sure I can't press it again. That'd be funny.
Loops around. Futurama jokes.
Yeah. It's never the end. It's never the end. It's like- Oh, I can't get up on top of it. Of course not.
Really?
Just wanted to see the landscape there, bud. I mean, I guess I can see it perfectly fine. There's nothing. Yeah.
Yep, here we go.
So that was the Ultra Deluxe content.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Awesome. New content.
More jump circles.
I certainly hope so. Being able to jump was fun.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
Well, yes,
so forget this
who doesn't
ultra
agree?
deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm
Sudden
very
lighting
proud
change.
to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is never the end again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many
is
different
the
directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Pyramid.
Shit.
Sip. What, like, this is so...
Calling it the Stanley Parable
Investor
2
showcase,
is just
they're
so much
right.
catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2,
It's-
now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
I mean, like,
Those are crows
yeah,
on the logos.
yeah, because it's developed by crows, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they replaced the
Well, that-
apple with the crow. It's just like this is so, like I this is just giving me that tech startup like office, big open office plan with desks and MacBooks on all of them. Just like,
Now, to be clear,
Yeah.
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been
oh my
developing.
god,
for
Scrum,
it.
design pitch,
I
break,
figure
pitch design.
If I can loosely organize
Number
a
two
handful of
check.
interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
A bus.
Oh my god, that's got to be a reference to I forget the name of the game, where they spent $3 million on a freaking bus and then it wasn't ready in time for the event they planned to bring it to.
Really?
Oh my god, yeah, it was some dead
Here we
MMO.
are. Go on. Try out
Oh,
some
God.
of the new features.
Well, if by new features you mean jumping, that's not in here. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course,
they
the
do
first and
want
most
this.
obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name. whatever your name is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now?
Yes.
Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Excited to.
That's the point of the game.
Just yeah. When he said, oh my god, he's like, oh yeah, right now it only says Jim, but the feature will be
Maybe
different.
I'll only let
I'm
people
like,
know
oh my
Jim
god,
played the Stanley Parable
every
2.
pitch
They would
ever.
appreciate what I've created here. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Every half big
Infinite
pitch
hole. Collectibles.
Free,
Free
new and
achievement.
easy achieve. Infinite hole. Settings world champion. Oh, come on, I gotta see that.
You are not the settings world champion.
Hang on, you never know.
It's an achievement.
It could be in here. Dang. I tried.
Well, see, like, I got the achievement, settings world champion,
Oh.
by changing every setting to every possible setting. So I don't know if that door opens. I never
Uh,
checked that,
I don't
including the sliders.
really.
Yep.
All right, let's. We
You don't
gotta.
have to like apply every single change, but
I mean, we gotta give it a shot, right? Oh. Okay, that just turns them all the way off. This is the exciting content you people have come for. Oh my god, really? Oh, wow. But hey, what if it opens the door, though? Like,
yeah, and that's brand new content.
did you have to click these as well?
No.
Okay. Because, I mean, literally nobody has seen this before. Did you change all of these as well?
Yeah.
Because that... oh my god.
Well, you're not applying it. You're
Oh,
just
that's
going
fair,
through.
so it won't jack anything up. Yeah, I've been playing a bunch of indie games lately, and they do get jacked up as you're actively changing the settings.
Oh.
Because, you know, why would they?
You don't have to change the key bindings. Simplify controls, though.
Did I not get them all? I thought I got them all.
Did you do the options at the top? The invert Y and on them?
Yeah, I thought I did. Oh, I didn't get invert Y. There we go. Settings world champion. All right.
All right. Let's see if that opens the door.
Yes, it did.
It does.
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing
They
you
will
haven't
never
seen.
set the setting sliders
So,
to every possible
just for you,
setting.
In the Stanley
Spectac.
Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable
You know they're
2.
putting that in. Like next time you have to restart.
Actually, I wonder if they've already injected it. They haven't. Okay. Bumpscosity.
No, there it is.
It obviously does nothing.
But it's at 1,000.
Oh, that's too funny.
Hey, the jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
He
Just
refunds
won't
me
give you
no
anything
jumps? What a dick.
Oh, the infinite hole. Free achievement.
Yeah, let's do free achievement first. I'll take free achievement. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley. But I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
It will.
But I want it now. This is like... This is meta. Like, we've hit a third level of meta at this point.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Collectibles. Ooh, Expo Hall. I got a map. Let's see. Yeah, this map Jump circle for each. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Merch. Haven't been to merch yet. Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. Ooh. Okay. Office decorations. Okay. Epilogue. Seen epilogue. Got collectibles. Yeah. The infinite hole. Definitely got to check those out. And the exit. But yeah, I want to see a reassurance bucket. Can you get more exciting?
That's. I've never been more reassured.
It was over by merch, right? If I saw it right. It's over this way. It's merch.
Might be signs.
And then I might have missed. I'm
Is it
bad
behind
at
you?
in-game directions. Oh, what? Reassurance bucket. Supposed to be. If merch is there, that is supposed to be in the far right corner from there, right? Over that way. Oh, it's just part of the. It's in here is the reassurance bucket. Somewhere in here. Let's find the reassurance bucket.
I think there was a sign in the main hall.
Was there? I am like, this game has gone so far meta, my brain is fully broken at this point. I literally.
Oh, there it is. I see.
Where?
It's on the other side of the rotunda back there.
Oh, over this way?
Reassurance bucket to the right.
To the right? Oh, the reassurance bucket. There it is. It's just a room with a small bucket in it.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental
After the bucket, I'm going to
problem.
take a quick break.
It's the
Okay,
Stanley
okay.
Parable.
Run out for a quick,
Reassurance Bucket.
whatever you gotta do.
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold
Bucket.
onto the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be
I don't know.
honest,
Cognitive
it's a
dissonance is
much
all I'm
more
doing right now.
convenient solution for
Fully.
me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Yes.
I think that
thank
just
you, sir.
holding it
An air
has
of
made you
charisma.
the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, so I just have a bucket now. Okay.
You have a bucket. It is your bucket.
It's. I has a bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Okay,
Alright, I will
I'll
be
be
right
honest, I
back.
haven't
Yeah.
yet
Feel free to go. I
decided on
haven't
this
seen all
one.
this stuff.
I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Well then, that very sensical choice. The
Or
pictures.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Then there was collectibles this way. Gotta see that. Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, 1 out of 6. Hooray.
You've collected it.
I did.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I think we gotta try Infinite Hole. And I think then we've seen all of this. Oh, no screenshots. Did we get this? Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we did that one.
The balloons one.
Happy birthday, happy 12th birthday, step niece.
Yeah.
Opening, surrounding area, depth infinite.
Hole, more hole. It just keeps going.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Of course. They had to put it in an office.
Goodbye, world.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button.
There's a
go
bottom
back
to this
the
hole,
top.
isn't there? Because it's
Maybe
unfinished.
do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum.
There's gotta
of
be.
things.
I want there to be. Come on, let me hit the bottom.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated
Yes.
the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm
There's so
a
many
lying
cigarette
cheat and
butts.
you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just
I
put
said
all
nothing to
this
you,
behind
narrator
us and
man.
Agree to just call the hole mostly. If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Waiting 5 seconds, maybe 10 for more dialogue. If he's like, what the heck are you doing down in my hole? Ooh, I'm perfectly centered. Oh, no, not quite perfectly. Now maybe? Ooh, that's pretty
They're
good.
pretty close.
All right.
Great. Now,
I think he's-
I'm
I think-
very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
It's part of me that's tempted to jump back down the hole.
Never done it.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You see, I was right. The problem
problem
is
is
you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Ugh.
Not normal. A normal.
That's not
person
exploitable.
thinks that, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
It is.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
I will.
Had enough? I'm
But-
positively thrilled. I really do
We're
have so
gonna
much
do it
more
again.
to show you and to talk about. And I've had enough of the hole for a
I
lifetime.
want to see if he seals it up because he's sick of me jumping in his hole.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Significantly shorter that
I'm
time.
starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Now he wants you to
Well,
go.
there it is. The shame of my life
Oh.
has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Return to the surface.
Uh-oh.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it.
The
than
whole
you could
ending.
ever have asked.
Yes.
It's a win for everyone.
I know there's an
You get
exit.
to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
I haven't seen this one.
Oh
Is
no.
that noise?
Is it me clicking the G key to try to get out of here?
That's like a weird ambience.
Oh.
Oh. This isn't creepy.
Just the two of us. We can make it. We try. Just the two of us. Okay. Making sure we've seen the other two papers. That was just new. Well then. This is new. Whoa.
Oh, God. With them Max Payne graphics.
Why is this funny? It's not. Change your perception. What?
Just changes the background music. What the fuck is even going on anymore?
The Stanley parable has happened to me. Change your reality.
Yeah, we're dead. We're dead in this hotel.
Yeah.
It's puppies.
You dead now, indeed. Oh my god.
Change yourself.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
What 80s action figure?
He's upside down now. Oh. Well, these are other game characters, aren't they? They've got
Stretch Armstrong? Is it just like their fan art or something?
Stanley!
Look.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had started drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Is it happening again?
No, okay.
Okay. Oh, so they didn't start
Go
you
on,
all the way
try
over.
out some of the new features.
That's good.
So I think that's everything. I think we hit all the things. Did collectibles? Did the very non-infinite hole?
Wait, what's the sign for the infinite hole? It has more words. Mostly.
It ended. Oh my
I
goodness.
think it did everything.
I'm pretty sure that's everything. Yep. Jump circle. This map. Free achievement. Button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Merch. Settings. World champion. Reassurance bucket. Office decorations we saw. Epilogue. Collectibles. Infinite hole. We're free to.
Yep, the exit's right next to there.
Yep. Wait. Which way?
Oh, it's like right where the red ropes are.
Oh, this way.
Yep.
Exit. Nice. Well, that was this was one heck of a.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
The hole got me.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
The Stanley Parable 2.
Literally mashed everything together.
Well then.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better.
Is this one a roguelike mocking?
Here we go.
Like,
Version 2.
they'll just mash random rooms together?
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, this is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Let's see.
Take a look.
How perfect. Whoa,
That's some Nolan-esque
that is trippy.
camera work there. Might have to take down the bumpscosity a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Bumpscosity. You know what? Let's leave it on high. Yeah, I
This is the
think this is
story
the
of a
full,
man
the
named
full new
Stanley.
content. This is the Stanley Parable
Stanley
2.
worked for a company in a big building
Oh,
where he was employee
The
number
balloons.
427. Employee number 427.
Office decoration.
Was simple. He sat at
Balloons
his
are
desk in
here.
room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
All right.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever
Dude.
change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order
I'm
had
gonna laugh if
arrived on
nothing about the
monitor
game
for him to
changed,
follow.
except for
No
the
one
title
showed up
screen
to
and
give
the
him
random new
instructions, call a meeting,
balloons.
or
Like, they
even
just
say
add a bunch of random
hi.
shit around.
Never in all his years
That's the
at
whole
company
thing.
had this happened.
I'm gonna
This
die.
complete isolation.
Well, they
Something was very clearly
integrated
wrong.
all of those things
Shocked,
in.
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Gotta
But
find
as he
my
came to his
reassurance
wits
bucket.
and regained his
Still
senses,
naked without
he
it.
got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Bucket.
Perhaps he had simply missed
Hey.
out. Stanley picked up the bucket.
That's what I'm talking about. Random ropes. Balloon. There's a balloon in the seat. Oh, goodness. This is too funny.
Oh, can you jump?
No.
No, they didn't integrate that.
I probably have to find the jumping circle, which I'm guessing will be around here somewhere.
You are out of
Put it
jumps.
into the background. Oh right, I have no jumps left.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Nah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was
God.
simply the place to be.
They've incorporated into
And
the
here it
dialogue.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
I wonder if he has new bucket dialogue about me refusing to leave this room. Because that is just too good. Like, that is truly deluxe.
Being here with the bucket was a grand
Yes,
adventure. Stanley reflected
Now
on
this
all
is the
they'd
ultra
been through
deluxe
together.
content we're talking
First,
about here.
walking
Oh,
through
yeah.
the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. No, never mind.
The bucket
The
was...
bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I haven't done that yet. Let's give
And
it
so
a
the
shot.
two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
That would be back to the main regular path, right?
Yep, there's the meeting room right there.
Yep. So we're gonna try this one.
Now, I will say,
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I
Oh, hang
knew
on, after
you'd
this.
find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
The baby,
It's this
a
bucket
mannequin,
you're carrying around.
my
everywhere.
computer.
The bucket
My
isn't
pencil
even from the
sharpener. I
original
love it.
Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the
Oh,
Broom Closet.
what?
Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do
God.
it.
So I ended up in the ultra deluxe content again.
Yes. So the cool thing is the bucket actually alters every single ending in the game and
Ah.
all of the dialogue. So if you go through without the bucket, you get a completely different ending most of the time.
I don't want to.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, well, I'm like, I'm fully lost on that. There's a lot of jokes I'm missing. I'm like, what's this mannequin? What's the adventure
How can you
line?
stand this much bumpscosity?
Can
Can I stand this much?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
Yes,
he wanted to
adventure
stop by
line.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
I
door.
want to try
on his
this
left.
ending without the bucket.
And so he detoured through the maintenance
no
section,
idea what the-
walked
Yeah, it's
straight
like-
ahead to the opposite
I
door,
don't know what adventure
and
line
back on
is.
track.
I want to know what adventure line is before trying the one where there's a joke about the adventure line.
I think you're on
But
track for
Stanley
it.
didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What
This
was
is
I
me giving
thinking?
directions.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Go left. No, wait, no, don't go left.
So we went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Are we sure, Mr. Narrator? Okay.
He is right.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything
Corruption.
should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or...
Move the story
Hold
some.
on.
Yeah, put it
I'm
over here,
asking
bud.
you. I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
It's an adventure. For once, he doesn't care where you go.
Randomly spawned room pieces that he will complain about shortly, right?
Very shortly. Well, maybe not very.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Bunch of
simply
blanks.
missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
It's worse.
It's
Yeah,
possible the
totally
story is back where we just came
Indigo
from.
found and
Why don't we go
pocketed the
back
story.
the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh, so good.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head
There's a
back
lot
the
of
other
left
way
turns.
and retrace our steps.
That is straight up some of that, like, oh, that is antechamber style, multi-dimensional.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've
I don't
completely
remember,
forgotten what
actually.
we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
Agreed.
I'm getting
Agreed,
weirded
I
out by
totally,
whatever this
totally
place
cheated.
is. I don't care what might
Went
happen this
down the wrong
time.
pathways.
I have
That's
to
with this guy.
restart. All right, I've got a solution.
The adventure
This
line.
time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
No. I won't do what you tell me.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Well, apparently
Well.
not. He's decided against that. Guess I'll be headed this way then. Follow the line.
You see? The line knows where the
Instead
story
of saying
is.
TM
It's
every
over in
time.
this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of
No,
no
obey the
destination
line. I don't wanna.
still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured
No.
into being
I
by
circled
the very
back
manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is, in fact,
Line's a little drunk.
byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your
The
subjective
metaphor,
experience
the
of
metaphor
this
as
office,
it
is
loses,
this office,
the
in
line
fact,
loses
the
cohesion,
skeleton of
so
my
does he.
own relative experiential
Question
mental
mark made of
subjective
question marks.
construct. Whoa.
That's some
This game is so
Batman
beautifully
level
meta.
shit.
I
Back
love
there?
it.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
It's very adventure-y.
The cheesiest music. Legend. Movies. Corporate imbalances. Oh my god. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, I swear I've done it, Mr. Narrator Man.
It's definitely a fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Line is drunk, for sure.
Hey, it's not
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted
Line
you,
TM.
after everything we've been through,
Line
you...
TM.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Okay. Let's see.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something
Agreed.
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I'm in, Mr. Narrator Man. Let's descend into your madness.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
And we're going right.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
He just crashes
Stanley.
in from the
I'd
ceiling.
also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It TM. Anything referring to the line TM is also trademarked.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that
Walk in
each
circles.
door has to lead somewhere, which
Walk in
means
the
that
opposite
somewhere,
direction.
the place where we're
Fuck
trying
your
to
errands.
go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Okay.
Come, Stanley. Our
destiny
destiny
awaits, apparently.
awaits. Oh, hold up. What's this?
Did both
The
those doors
confusion ending.
come to the same room? Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
That's what this is. It's all one giant ending. And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined.
Levels of meta.
So now,
Find the line
according to
again,
the
you can follow
schedule, I
the line.
restart again. Then what? Am I just
To make
supposed to forget?
there's no longer
What if
an
I
office,
don't
simply
want to
black
forget?
space, water in the
mind
blackness.
goes
Find a
blank
bookstore,
simply
get
because
bored
it's
and
written here
leave.
on this
Narrator restarts the
thing.
game. Eighth
Wall.
restart, the narrator is gone.
Well,
After a long time,
insulted
Stanley
me.
dies.
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped
brilliant.
like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this
You
schedule?
win?
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Game didn't like that.
Apparently.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think we're back in the main now because I'm seeing the
Yeah.
balloons everywhere. It is a wonderful indication to know when you finished an ending.
This was not the
Right.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand,
I'm not here to admire
majestic.
anything, buddy.
Perhaps
I'm here to
too, but
go to
eager
the
to
other
get back to
endings
business,
that I know
Stanley
exist.
took the
that
first
I
open door on his
had
left.
to select very handfully from. It's like, hey, here's 4
Stanley
options.
was so
Pick
bad
one.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
What
I'm not
happens
your
when
enemy,
I
really,
sometimes
I'm not.
agree with
I
him.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but
Ooh,
you
the red door.
all this time.
Potentially.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I don't know.
Someone
Maybe
you've
Blue Door
forgotten
infinitely.
What?
Because he like
Really?
tried. He's like, oh well, what
I
if I
was
give
in
you
the middle
another
of
door?
something.
I
Do you
went
have
through it.
zero
What if I just don't? What if
consideration
I'm like,
for
screw
others?
that door?
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why?
There's so many
I don't know how to
potentials.
convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Sadly.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows
Sadly,
I've
this
tried.
is-
So, I implore you to savor each and
I'm a
every moment you come
completionist. I
across
do
one of
love
these
finding
beautiful
collectibles.
figurines.
I was doing it long before achievements existed. I don't.
Now listen
Oh, yeah.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
A little disobedience can't hurt.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've
I mean,
chosen?
I don't know if
Well,
I've locked
don't
myself
let
into an
me
ending with
stop
this
you.
one. But I feel like,
See?
because after this,
There's
doesn't he
nothing
give me
here.
a third
I haven't even
choice?
finished building this
Can I
section of the
avoid it
map
after that,
Because you
you
were
know?
never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken
Like,
rooms,
just screw with him, go
exposed
through the red
development
door, or
textures.
just
Is
keep
this
going
what
through
you
the blue
wanted?
door after he's
Was it
introduced
worth
this door?
ruining the entire story I'd written
Well,
out
whenever he introduces the
specifically
new
for
door,
you?
it's at the
Do not
beginning
think
part,
I put a lot of time into that.
where it's
But
like
I
the third
did.
door and
And
then
in
the
end,
door
it
on the
was
left
all
and the
for
door on the
nothing,
right.
because
right.
This is what you wanted to see.
Either way, I
Help me
mean,
here,
what if I
Stanley.
just
Help
at that
me
point, I'm like,
elucidate
no, I'm
these
going to play your
strange
game,
and
bud.
noble desires of yours. What
Yeah.
would have made this game better? What
I mean,
do
if it
you
just goes
want
down the
to
normal
see?
story path, then yeah,
Vehicles? Skill
sad.
trees?
Yeah, then you can just-
Work with me. You give
you
me
can abandon, but-
absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay? I'm going to stop you.
Same place.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical
I
feedback
hate
here.
it.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to
Yeah,
judge.
what are you going to do with that?
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Have you?
Yeah, there's a little bit of alternate dialogue, but
Yeah.
ultimately the same ending.
Looks like it. Oh well.
Yeah,
All of his co-workers were
We'll
gone.
we'll
What
give a
could it
red
mean?
door a shot.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Meeting
he had
figurine
something to
finders
learn.
meeting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
gonna-
this was
we're
not
gonna
the
jump
correct
off
way to the
again.
meeting room.
This time
and
we're gonna
Stanley
go
knew
ahead
it
and just
perfectly
like, okay,
well.
fine, red room's
Perhaps
fine.
he wanted to
Okay
stop
with
by
red
the
room.
employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Speedrunning to the spot where I get to make different choice.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
They're pretty good
5
at this.
years
Like
ago.
they don't make it too hard to get
Look,
to
Stanley,
the
I
next
think
ending
perhaps
that
we've
you
gotten
saw.
off on
You
the
know what I
wrong
mean?
foot
Yeah.
here. I'm not
I mean,
your enemy,
they
really, I'm not.
there's not a lot of
I realize that
obstacle. It's
investing
like
your
once
trust
once
in
you've
someone
heard,
else
you know,
can
once
be
you've stood in that
difficult,
room
but the
for,
fact
you know,
is that
forever,
the
and he's
story
like,
has
you're
been
getting real
about
creepy.
nothing but
It's like,
you
okay, I can just
all this
hop in and
time.
hop out of that room. It's very
There's
nice.
someone you've been neglecting,
Right.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have
I never
zero
get over like how
consideration for others?
upset he
Are you
is
that convinced
whenever
that I
you
want
jump
something
off
bad
there.
to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
All right.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all
Of
these
course,
choices.
of
The
course
two
you
of us
are.
always trying to get somewhere that isn't
And
here.
we're going right.
Running
Oh, yep.
and running and running,
The
just the way you're
right-hand
doing
turns.
right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
They both lead to
Ooh.
nowhere.
Mysterious voids.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Far off path can I get? Not very far, okay.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. No, wait.
Well, we better put a stop to that.
Screw you, buddy.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley,
your
let me
happiness,
stay
buddy.
here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Okay.
Yep.
No! Thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now.
Climbing stairs with broken ass
No,
ankles.
what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't
My
go back
life
to
is
what I
to
was
give you
before.
pain,
If you
narrator.
die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
No euphoria for you.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Fine.
Are you slower?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Yeah, nah. Time to jump again. Be scared.
No, perhaps not.
Or maybe join me in the understanding.
I love how the texture for this is like actual drywall.
Yeah. Literal unfinished drywall with spackle
My
covering
God.
the
Is this
nails in
really
the
how
wall.
much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
That's exactly what we said.
Enter sadness.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know.
Much slower.
Well,
I just wanted us to
he's
get along.
he's reading me like an open book.
But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
He's so beaten.
Yeah.
Really is such a talented narrator.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh, so funny.
Restart.
Restart.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
All right, now maybe
Stanley
we'll grab
lifted the bucket
and try
into his
some
arms,
stuff.
and a wave
Okay.
of comfort rushed over him.
I don't know if I've hit everything, but it's
Stanley
most of the
touched
things I can
bucket
think of to
tightly
do
his
at
chest
this point.
and entered the door on his. This was not the correct way to the meeting
Yeah.
room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
You got a fair
was
whack.
simply the place to be.
especially for
And
a
here it
first
was.
playthrough.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was there no...
I mean, I'm sure if I spent time scrutinizing every little detail,
Stanley
I
took
might
the
be able
door
to
on his
figure
left
out some new
to go
stuff.
back to the meeting room.
But
Yeah.
so far,
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
This is the one place that there is a sign. No buckets.
oh, you know what? You're right. It won't affect this, will it?
Oh, it will.
Oh,
No, stop. Look there on the wall.
Oh.
See, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless...
oh my
What
God!
if
I
the
forgot
bucket
about. I
is that you
called that
actually
sign
don't
out
know what is
earlier.
a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
You did.
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
What is and isn't a
Step in here.
Oh no! Am I about to get another one of those awesome presentations about what isn't? Yeah.
Now
Is
then,
this a
I'm
bucket?
going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Nope.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
This
Not
guy.
an actual bucket.
Oh,
Good on you for seeing through it.
yeah.
Sharp eye there.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct.
Damn it.
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
They know my interest in being a defiant.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
The funny thing is, these have set answers.
Oh my God! Are you serious? I just read-
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Wow, that's amazing. I've nailed. Time to contrarian.
Ah.
I'm hallucinating. This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Another tractor. Yes, tractors are buckets.
Correct. What? This is a bucket.
No explanation.
What?
It's just a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
I don't know how to be wrong on this one.
Trick question. Both.
Both.
Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
I can't get down. Yes, is bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of
Yes.
perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes. Yes, you are
Stanley,
bucket.
I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin
You
with.
and bucket.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Hey,
But
this
I'm
is
going to
my
erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No, don't do that. My bucket.
No.
What happened?
He took my
Is
bucket.
everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful.
We're the only two
news. We're not
non-buckets.
buckets.
That's awesome.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
Gotta put
So,
buckets back
tell
in,
you
bud.
what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
And boom.
All right.
Someone
Well, hang on in
was
this room real
following
quick.
Stanley. He was
Oh.
sure of it. If he checked over his
Those
shoulder
two
now,
windows
he
right
would
over there?
surely
Yeah.
catch them. It was
If
only a
you
matter of
run
time.
into one of those chairs hard enough in that adjoining desk, you can actually get on top of it and go over into those windows.
You mean like one of these?
Yeah, I think it's on the other side though. This is one thing that like it's insanely hard to find by just actually exploring the game.
Ah.
Then you can kind of like crouch over the divide.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is Rich.
I feel
Perhaps
seen.
you just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Well then.
I know at least in the first game he will just leave you here.
It's always tempting because you never know how long they're willing to let the gag go on.
Yeah.
What?
Phone's ringing.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Good to know.
Well then. All right. Let's try the yes option.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map.
'Cause I
until he
have
heard
to
this
know.
narration And realized it was
He
part
built
of
it
the
up.
game's design all
I mean,
along.
he
He
really
then praised
did.
the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
I mean,
why
it
don't we
is.
take a minute just to drink
So
it
much
all
fun.
in?
I mean, I'm really just here to hear your other
I'm
option.
over it
but-
now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley.
Limericks.
People considered
Oh,
so
wow.
manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton.
I mean, honestly, truth is this guy's narration is just
But his brain had
like he's
long
making these
since
terrible limericks,
which is
like,
why he is in this
semi-bearable.
Yeah.
lives an existence quite terrible.
And we
if
talked
you are not
about
strong
holes for
and
like
keep playing
10
along,
minutes.
you too will
And did
become
not get
quite
bored once.
unbearable.
Yeah, I mean that entire. I mean that was a trippy sequence. I honestly
Unbearable.
that
was
may
pretty
be one of my favorite moments in video gaming ever. Though I believe he may have run out of dialogue here. So
Yeah.
you know what
All of his
ending
co-workers were gone.
from Vanilla that
What
I'm
could it
sure I
mean?
missed because now I'm
Stanley
remembering.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
I
missed
did
a memo.
not get. I unplugged the phone, but I never picked up the phone.
Right?
I should go
When
pick
Stanley
up the phone and see
came to
what
a
that's
set
like.
of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back
It
to
was
business,
okay.
Stanley took the first open door. on his
I don't
left.
know if those are specifically influenced by the actual individual acts
Stanley
that
was
came
so
before
bad
them,
at
or
following
if sometimes they're a little
directions, it's
random because
incredible
I
it
can't.
wasn't 5
I mean,
years
maybe
ago.
because I was just in the pure white room. He was like, it was
But
okay.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
There
wrong
was
foot here.
randomness.
I'm not your
And
enemy,
also, like, the
really, I'm
more you
not.
play it, like,
I
the
realize
more
that
he's just
investing
like,
your
oh, yeah,
trust
whatever,
in
just get
someone
through
else
it.
can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has
funny.
been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stan.
Someone I've forgotten
Someone
about.
you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Phone call room.
That's her, Stanley.
I'll actually answer it this
you
time.
need to be the one to do this.
What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Phone was a
Hold
flashbang.
on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha.
Yep,
Oh,
there's the
come
mannequin.
on.
Okay, so
Do you actually think
you know,
Yeah.
the gags I missed.
They want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're not stopping now.
Just a flat no.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
It's gonna make me do this, isn't it?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's
American
told
life.
to do.
And
Now
now
he's pushing
I-
a button. Now he's eating
I
lunch.
am Stanley.
Now
Me,
he's
the
going
player.
home.
The other
Now
direction
he's coming
of
back to
meta.
work. One might even feel sorry for him. except
How?
he's chosen
How does
his
this
side.
game go in every meta direction? It's gone parallel meta, it's gone inward meta, it's gone outward meta, it's parallel metas.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can
amazing.
go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
It's hilarious and anxiety.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk
free desk.
to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went
Need to
further.
spend time with
He
the bully.
imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press I to prepare to.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with
becoming
many
The Office
possible
again.
paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous
Just, like,
round
horribly
room
painted.
with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press Y to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head, he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond
does
hope
look
that it would
sticky.
never end, that he
Like you're
might
painting with
always
dogs.
feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press P to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there
If it
possibly
says press
be?
F to pay
In
respects.
reality, all
I
he's doing
hope.
is pushing the
Oh, it's
same
gotta at
button
some point,
he
right?
always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press F to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell
Ah.
him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Alright, yeah, I guess I have to push the button anyway.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Press A to
How can
change
I tell him in a way
the
that
head.
he'll understand
Alright.
that every second he
Wow.
remains here,
That
he's
is, that
electing
is a
to
statement.
kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press L to question
I suppose I
nothing.
can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed. a
Please
button.
die.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Well, that wasn't bleak.
Not bleak at all.
I feel better now that I know that knowledge.
Well then.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great. he thought to himself. This
What if
is
we
what
just
I
play
wanted all
vanilla
along.
with the bucket?
The confusion and the chaos
Pure vanilla.
all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket
He
tight
just did
Alrighty.
exactly as he asked.
entered the door on his left.
Just the way he wants, but this time with bucket.
Trust the completionist instinct.
Be a reward for finding them all. Oh no. I feel called out as all hell right now. Why wouldn't they just tell us something would happen? This investigation, this room feels I mean, oh no. Oh no. Oh.
Broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion.
My companion
and lifelong
bucket.
friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
He doesn't
Stanley,
like the fucking broom
I never
closet.
liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
This
that your
piece of
life is
shit
so
broom closet.
banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship
No,
towards
I'm
any
not gonna
inanimate
befriend the
object
closet.
which happened to lay in your path in an
and
even
the bucket
partially
forever.
enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand
Fuck
on
you,
the
closet.
wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together.
Just flipping
Go
the
through each
V's.
of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket.
Really expects
as they
me
have changed
far too
and
often to
evolved
speak.
over the years. Let him have it.
Yeah.
Will he imagine some dialogue for me? I was hoping for a...
I got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled.
Properties.
No more
Perfect.
debate, no more discussion. Take our
Leave the bucket, leave
closet,
and live in the
all your
closet.
meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
You guys are team, you guys were really team closet there for a
All
minute.
right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going
Or
to snap
stickers.
it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Bucket!
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Oh yeah, bucket on
Well,
bucket
now what?
action.
I could
agree.
take the name calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Leave the narrator, stay in the closet. I'm just gonna stay in here and make out with bucket. Everybody avert your eyes for a second so I can just stop watching. I want to kiss my bucket. Alright, since you guys won't avert your gaze, I guess I'll go.
Coming to a standstill, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh, what was the number again?
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Another
Ooh, another
major
one.
Stanley
Yeah.
figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Stanlerine.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I love it. Stanlerines. I will collect them all.
Now you're halfway there.
I mean, you know, well, nothing happens once I get all 6, so it's not like I care, right? Must get all
The
6.
elevator
must
raced
get.
downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Just the chant as you
It would
run
be
through the
all
office.
Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Bucket.
The
We
bucket
are
is here for you,
friends.
Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Let's see.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Full vanilla. Full vanilla. Let's do it full vanilla. Going. We gotta go in here. The bucket will help me control the minds of everyone.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
We're not
What
shutting
horrible
this
secret
down.
did
We're
this place
taking
hold?
over.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Turn on the machinery.
Emotional support bucket. Camera.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket
still love
had
that
never
one of them
seen
says
anything
pirate.
like this, and it very nearly
Unlike the
burst
ones
into
that say
tears
other things
as
are
Stanley
glitched,
played
it
the
doesn't have a
detector,
number that it should
reassuring
be
him that
associated with.
everything would be fine.
Like
Right.
233, 235, that one goes from 264 to 265 with pirate in between them. So I don't know what it mean.
I wonder if you pirated the game, if that
Was the
if
bucket
it
under
was
the
like
mind
actually had
control
like everything
facility's
you pirate.
influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket
there's
want
there's
to
About
do
the
so
bucket.
many.
or not want to do in the
Okay.
first place? These
Love that
questions
he puts
reached
everything up
Stanley's
to what the bucket is doing.
mind.
Like
Yeah.
once I have a
Just now
bucket,
that he-
Stanley no
He
longer
screamed
has
into the
agency.
bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Me and my
But here was
best
the
friend.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery
So there
would
are a
never
bunch
again
of buttons
exert
in
its
here.
terrible power over another human life.
Ooh.
For he and the
There is
bucket
tons.
would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket,
Oh, there's a
up
one.
against the world.
No, on the other side it's
They
5.
high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
This fucking game.
Alright, so that's 3. I've got 1, 2, 3. Got to find 4.
I've seen another one up upstairs there.
Yeah. I was trying to get up those stairs, but I seem to have been blocked off. So it, like, seems
Hey,
like the
really?
stairs are here, but then like you can kind of see the gentle outline. Like if I come from this direction, you can kind of see there's
Ah,
a
yeah,
barred
yeah.
door there. I'm not sure why.
Well, if the mind control shit turns back on.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I remember you turned it off.
That's how you get out of one of the the endings, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's an ending I missed, was turning it on and then coming back in here and pressing a bunch of buttons.
When at last they came to the source...
Turn on your lantern, dog, yeah.
Stanley
Oh,
and the
God.
Bucket knew it was their obligation to
Took
put
me
an
so
end
long
to
to
this
actually buy
horrible
that thing.
place and to...
Yeah, let's see what happens if I end the game with Bucket. Is it a special ending? Me and Bucket right off into
I think
the
they're all
Stanley and the
special
Bucket
endings.
waited in blackness.
right off into the sunset.
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the Bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The Bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the Bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the Bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the Bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the Bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the Bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious Bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the Bucket.
You know what?
To be trapped eternally
Praise
in
be.
darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my Bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
Me and
Stanley
my Bucket.
gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What an ending.
A little bleak.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer,
It's hilarious.
perhaps, and a painting.
Of all
Was it
the
a
things I
painting or a
completely
photo?
neglected,
He could no longer recall.
I never did the main
Stanley
path
came
that
to a
turned
set of
off
two open
or turn
doors.
on the
He
machine.
entered the door on his
Yeah.
Never did that.
That was the first thing that you did was
Turn it off and then
turn it off.
and then I didn't go back for it. Can
Broom
I open,
closet.
I can open broom closet without the bucket. Huh.
Stanley
Yeah.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Did he?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Broom
No
closet
reason to still
ending.
be here.
I will laugh my butt off if it is an actual ending. It just like shuts me in here.
Baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Just hanging out.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
Yes,
Why?
yes, I apparently can.
Please offer me some explanation.
broom
here.
closet door
I'm
from the
genuinely
inside.
confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
You're just getting more and more confused.
Talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
You hear what he just said about your end? Said that your
Are you
one
concerned?
of your favorites
Stanley was
being
fat
the
and
broom
ugly,
closet
really, really
ending should
stupid.
be for
He
concern.
probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is
That
addicted to
wrench?
drugs
I mean,
and
that's like one of
hookers.
those That's like how you take off like truck tires.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous
How did he
system,
know?
and
Oh
you
my God.
collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
There is a warehouse in the office too.
Anyone who happens to be
there's
nearby,
there is that big
the
warehouse.
person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your complex human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming.
I mean, joke's on
So
him.
that
I'm
the
wearing
irony
headphones,
and
so even if
insightful
I
commentary
were,
of this
he's
game
screwed.
is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap.
All right, walk out, but then go back in. So you think somebody's back.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Do not leave is real ending. I mean, do you have an approximation on the time frame for how long that runs?
I don't think it restarts the game, if I remember. But it does count as an ending.
Okay, I mean,
I think we ran into the end here.
Okay, because I got Rin in the Israel ending. No. ... dots.
I mean, does it count? Like, do you... She might know something I don't.
Did my step out and step back in bit with the player 2? Did that screw it? I'm gonna guess it probably did.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs.
I can always
to
go
his
back in
boss's
next time.
office.
Yeah. Can't hurt. Can't hurt to give it a try.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
When
just fucking
he's
done.
over it. Oh, that's brilliant. The constant shifting and changing of this game is just so good.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this
Alright,
place
I'll
Oh,
do
he's
other
still
broom
explaining
Stanley
this.
thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Now, there was an Easter egg in the other game. I don't know if it's in this one.
Of
Now,
Once
the
you get
monitors
to
come
the...
life.
Like, you
Their
hit the
true
last
nature
button,
revealed. Each
you had to
bore the
wait for, like,
number
a
of an
minute,
employee in the building.
and then
Stanley's
the
co-workers.
previous
The lives
doors
of
would
so
open. You
many
could go all the way back and
individuals
hit the like
reduced
button
to
again.
images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
But I don't know if that's... I don't know if it's still here.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
I mean, I'll
Had
give it a
Stanley
shot.
really been under someone's control all
Can't
this
hurt.
time? Was
Yeah.
this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his
Oh, it'll change?
emotions had
Okay.
been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Standing at the door, waiting for it to go.
I think it's about a full minute. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh.
I know it's like longer than you would think that you would need to wait.
Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Next run, we will. Yeah, there we go. We will go straight to the broom closet. It will be. We will get the cool, bro. Yes, fucked tape. I get it. Turning off the lights.
It did.
Secret's room. You never go Beacret.
Let's say once you go secret, you never go secret. Song is kind of a banger, though.
No. He refused to believe it.
The tone's all off.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this
let's see,
machinery
let's
would
play with
never
it. Let's
again
hit the
exert
on
its terrible
button.
power over another human. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so
Still
much that
offline.
machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star.
Okay,
It's
got
your
the lights
story
on this
now.
time.
Shape it to your heart's desires.
we
Oh,
go.
this is
And those
much
doors are
better than
open.
what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going,
to get the
what all this
parasite.
means. I barely know where to start.
Gotta get it, gotta get it.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink
Oh,
into
okay,
the
that did
blood,
nothing.
swallowing everyone inside,
In order.
or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version
A
of
yellow
events has been
4?
rather amusing.
It's on all of
Watching you
those.
try to make sense of everything and take back the
Confused. Did I-
control wrested away from you, it's quite rich.
Oh,
You hit all.
Hate to see it
I hit them all
go.
in my
But
order,
I'm
but
sure
maybe
whatever I come
there's
up
a
with on the
specific
next
order
go
because it's like telling me to hit
around
4.
will be even better.
I've got
My
36
goodness,
seconds. I'm
only
not gonna get it.
34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm
Oh,
going to put
hey,
some
what's
extra
up,
time
newbie?
on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. time doesn't grow.
I don't know what it's supposed to
Oh
do.
dear
But
me, what's the matter, Stanley?
Oh, there's a door.
Is it that you have
Nope.
no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Let's hook
Or
into
did you
that
just
one.
assume when you saw that timer that something in this
charge.
room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any
What is it,
idea
Chief?
what your purpose in this place is?
one of those pink twos.
Is he just being a dick?
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the
Ooh.
clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Oh,
Yeah.
he wasn't kidding.
Yeah, no, Stanley, I expect you to die indeed. Well, that is
All
a
of his
particular
coworkers
ending.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
They're either like
Spread through Stanley's
super
arms.
like
With the bucket in his arms
wacky
again, he
or
was
bleak as
home.
shit.
Yeah,
Stanley
I want to
clutched the
try.
bucket
Oh,
tightly to his
dude,
chest
the other
and entered
super
the
trippy
door of
ending.
his
I
mouth.
want to see what that's like with Bucket.
That doesn't narrow it down all that well.
No, the one downstairs this way, where
The
you're
escape?
yeah, where you're you're
Okay.
dreaming
Oh, broom
and you're
closet.
floating and all of that wildness.
Stanley and the
Oh,
bucket
that.
walked
Yeah.
upstairs to the boss's office.
Want to see what he does to this bit,
But
starting
Stanley
here.
just couldn't do it.
with
He
Bucket.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in
Oh,
such a
oh my
competitive
God, Ren, I'm so
economy,
sorry.
Yeah, we forgot
he'd
about it.
taken
Yeah, I
that
totally
risk.
forgot about Broom
All
Closet. That
because
is
he
literally
believed everyone had vanished. His
so
boss
dumb.
would think he was
So dumb.
crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to
I mean,
himself,
we can just do
maybe
2 runs.
I am crazy.
straight to
He
straight.
looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Sorry, this game is
Am
just
I
too
crazy?
exciting. Every
He
time
asked
there's a new
Bucket.
ending, my
The
brain's
bucket
like,
returned his
ah.
gaze, but said nothing at all. And that's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
I don't
He
think it
held the
fully
bucket
resets.
close, yet felt none of its
But we'll see.
familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
Bucket,
Who knows
no.
what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Not Bucket.
Indeed.
What has he
now
done?
he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which
He's
was, of
killed
course,
Bucket.
very odd.
Hiding
Now
corner.
he felt himself floating
Bucket is
off the
gone.
ground. Oh, gracious. he
Oh, does this
exclaimed.
ending
Without
not-
my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me! Bucket! Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to
go get a
room,
bucket.
passing by one
That's fine.
bucket after the
No,
next.
it's not
None
my
of them
bucket.
were his.
They're not
None
my
of them were
buckets.
his special bucket. Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
It's
He
just
had to find the
anxiety.
bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Inside the
bucket
house.
was inside of him all along.
From inside the
It was
house.
incredibly painful.
Oh god.
He doubled over in agony.
The bucket
and
dimension.
blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
It's just photoshopped into her pan.
By the body of a man who had stumbled through town.
I wish, honestly, I wish they had just photoshopped the bucket in instead of like 3D placing it. Like if this were just a screenshot, just placing the bucket.
Of course,
Yeah.
Like mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
God.
There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything.
It's the bucket first,
yes, she
indeed.
thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
I do love that the bucket endings, like the new content, is just cheeky. It's just, there is no other word for it beyond cheeky. This is quite different.
Shortcut.
Oh, did they just straight up at some point just go, okay, we
Stanley
know what
came
you
to
want?
a set of 2 open doors.
Oh no,
he entered the door
it's
on
part of
his
the random.
left.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we'll hit broom closet, and if it doesn't do the correct broom closet ending, we'll just do the base normal ending.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Rom.
I will take my time. Heck yeah. He gonna be mad. Ooh, 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 ooh. What, the seemingly radioactive tape? Or the random rolls of duct tape that are up on too high of a shelf? You and your obsession with fucked tape, as you've been putting it there.
I think we've reached the end.
Leave and go back in. Okay. Do I need to wait on him? Or do I need to like trigger more dialogue?
I don't know if there's any more dialogue. There's one more?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walks upstairs
Door
to
stuck.
his boss's office.
Dang it. I was trying to just get him to trigger the next... I was trying to get him to just trigger the next dialogue. Because I assumed, like, if I had left
Someone
him
was
back in...
following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wah, indeed. I love this change to this part.
Yeah.
I
think he's fucking done with the broom closet.
I've been denied access to the broom closet.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or go downstairs real quick. Go downstairs, but
Coming
don't
to
go
a
through the door.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So I think... Yep.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley? What name
Figlies.
better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of
love it.
happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
All right, you don't have to do this ending, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. Is there anything else for me to do on the?
there's one that's really hard to figure out. Oh, there you go.
You're getting close
No.
now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all
I
of
was
the
curious
Figler
if,
and Marines.
sounds like
That's
bottom
so
shelf.
much
Figler
like
and
the last one.
Marines.
And then the
Figlies.
first number will equal the second number, and
Yeah.
that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Figler and.
It's just getting worse.
To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have a pick just one. Why is this lit so different? Like
I don't know.
that soap is like they didn't bake the lighting onto that correctly. That's amazing.
Yeah, they just spawned it in and was like, fuck it.
Is there a flush the toilet percent?
There's one thing to do.
Oh, this finally opens.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't open before. Oh, business strategy. Salta Panda for some reason.
I mean, indirectly or directly.
Oh, classic.
You, Zach.
Yeah, the painting is amazing. I did love it. Made me very happy. Button ending. I mean, there are a lot of buttons in this game. Is this the Muzak ending? Why is this like neon?
Holy shit.
Man, you know,
That's its
depending on
own
blue
light
effects are. Hello. Okay. Oh, that's it. It just plays music.
Yeah, it doesn't move.
Oh.
That's the whole thing. Oh, the doors just open.
go.
What if I want to press on the keypad? Ooh, hang on. I can't see it, but 4, 2, set. Oh, damn it! I was trying to go for 427. That's my number, right? 4, or is it 472?
427. You're right.
Maybe 0. I don't know. I mean, I don't care. It's probably not a secret. Why would it be a secret? I can't think. I mean, like, I think you get bro turn on your lantern. Click once on certain computers in order and new ending.
Well, there's one right here. If you want to do this one.
There is a new.
Yeah, if you go back up.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Nice.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Yeah, this is one of the just piss off the narrator endings.
Oh, shit, I did it backwards. 0245. Or is it 8245? I can't remember, honestly, at this point.
2845.
2845, there you go. He's made me skip it so many times at this point, I can't
Yeah.
remember. No, it's
That's
not
the
right
thing.
anymore.
And then you just go back down.
Oh, really? That's it? It's just...
You keep going.
Oh, we
Up and
just
down.
play up and down on the elevator?
Until he gets so pissed off.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
It does change.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
I think you have to actually walk into the office. Because he's got more dialogue.
Oh, yeah, I guess he will. We'll just keep coming back and forth.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
The music will sting.
I do
This
love
absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Yeah, the smart-ass narrator is where it's at. Like, it's the whole...
Yeah.
It's what makes this game. I mean, honestly, the whole back and forth between Stanley and the narrator,
Okay,
like,
I'm
the meta
ready.
jokes wouldn't
I'm
work
prepared
without
to
him.
embrace this
Yeah.
stunning revelation
Sassy,
and to move forward with...
semi-sentient,
No,
like,
no, wait.
thing.
No, I need more time to process.
Oh, it's you waste my time, I waste yours bit.
Yeah.
All right, I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley. Of course, going back down to the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Oh, he doesn't even have a snarky quip for this time. He's
Seething.
fed up with my shit.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the
Exactly. This
trust in
man's
the
preaching.
audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over.
He's really letting
Truly,
this snail
I
grow.
mean it. This is unique and
Oh, yeah.
different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you.
a
So
little
that you can
press
talk about
conference.
your work and your
little
storytelling and
different.
your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't
It's
know
press
if you
conference for
realize
no one.
the impact you have on them.
It's
This
press
is the
conference for no
kind
one.
of
I'm calling the
gesture
bit.
that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
It's podium to a massive empty
Okay,
gallery.
the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
The guy who... All eyes on Stanley. Who's excited? World peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Okay.
Yep.
I can't be foxing, so
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to
Stanley
speak a little
on
bit
his
about the nature of
chair gum
surprise
table,
in
butler.
storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great.
Up
Just be
again,
yourself
again.
and speak from the heart. I'm
Stanley's story.
really proud of you,
Up
Stanley.
again and down again.
Okay, it looks
I
like
never
they're
read
ready
that.
for you. Go get them.
Story. Stanley, me, dad, age 6. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You are too cool. Good luck on the stage, rock on. What's this one? Stanley, my true love for my love for you grows every day. You make me feel your wife from the department ending. From the apartment ending. Oh, he really did go all out. I love it. The dude who came up with pizza. Oh my goodness. Well then.
There's a couple people.
Boom. Yes, encouragement from the mannequin wife. All right. So we've actually been live for 3.5 hours, and I think...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we've hit a ton of endings. A lot of the, at least all the obvious ones, and a couple of the bucket ones, and we went through the baseline portion of that content, and I think we'll come back on another stream probably next week, and give some more endings, some more shots.
Yeah.
So, thanks for hanging with us, and if you're out there on the YouTube there later, or checking this in the VODs on Twitch later, you know, give it a follow, or a like, or a subscribe, or a dinging the bell icon, or a comment, or a heart emoji or something. I just, do the engagement and interaction stuff, and we'll catch you guys on the flippity flops, as Doggy Big says in chat. Peace out.